Hello, my dear Aquarius. I go by Venusian Vibes, and I'll be giving you your November love and spirituality reading. So, I'm going to begin by lighting this candle for you. I make these candles every month for my love and spirituality readings. And for this one, I've imbued it with the vibration of creativity. It's what I chose for November. Okay, so I'm going to start this reading by getting an oracle card for you guys, and I won't read it till the end, but it'll be there and present for our reading with one key word to show us a little bit about what's going to be going on in November for you guys, okay? So let's see what comes out for dear Aquarius. I almost want to take that one, but I'm going to let it fall out. There we go. Action. All right. You can see that powerful waterfall right there. Let's see if more water energy comes out for you guys. Okay, so let's get going on your spread. I've already shuffled the deck for y'all, and now I'm just going to tune into your energy and cut this deck now that I have you here. Okay. For the underlining energy, we have Ace of Cups. There's the more water energy I was thinking I was going to see. We have literally water pouring out of this cup. Beautiful pond here with lily pads. Nice lily here, which in some cultures represents creation. So this is about self-love. So it looks like you're going to be either focused on cultivating or simply experiencing more self-love in November than you have felt in the past. So that's great. Beautiful energy. And now I'm going to put your spread out for you. We begin with Justice. Libra energy. And Mercury does turn direct in Libra on November 1st, which is a trine sign for you, or I should say they're both air signs. And we have the Seven of Swords in the seat of consciousness. Four of Wands in the reverse. Leo got that too. I just did the Leo reading, so. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. Princess of Swords sitting in your subconscious. Six of Cups in the reverse. Okay. So I'm getting an idea of what's going on with you guys. And then we have the past here at the bottom of the deck. And if I feel called to look into that, then I will. So another 7 here. Okay. I'm going to just get started with November, and we'll see if we need to call in these energies for more information. So 7 of Swords. You actually have 2 Swords energies sitting in your subconscious and conscious placements. So what's going on with the Seven of Swords being in your consciousness is a lot of hiding. And this is just really pointing to, well, what this is it's pointing to a realization that you're hiding a lot of information about yourself. That you have been hiding information, withholding information. Seven of Swords is all about what is happening in secret, trying to get away with something in secret, hiding. With this vibration I'm getting right now, it's about hiding. It's about hiding your truth. It's about hiding information with the Princess of Swords underneath. This is how you've been going through life. Withholding. There's things that you've wanted to say, but have refrained from saying. It could either be because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, or it could be because it just feels safer to not say these things. It could be about avoiding intimacy. And then we have Princess of Swords in the subconscious. So this is all about your truth. What's really going on, the information you really hold. That's using your subconscious. So you have all this, you have a huge part of yourself in Swords being connected to air being Aquarius, a sign of Aquarius. This is about you, your own yourself and your core self, and all these little insights that you have, all these little parts of you that you don't express. And so they're all sitting down here, these snakes of the Medusa, I'm seeing as being representative of these little pieces of you, things that you don't share. I'm even getting this feeling like I don't want to talk right now. I almost feel like I'm getting this feeling of wanting to end the reading and not continue on with it. And it's because it's just coming through as your vibration is hitting me empathically, and I don't want to talk anymore. So I'm gonna try to bear through it. And there's a situation or someone in your life that in November you're feeling a sense of getting a sense of balance from the situation. It has something to do with not connecting with them. The Six of Cups is often about reconciliation. It's also about a connection to our inner child. With the Ace of Cups here, kind of in the underlining position, I think you're making waves towards connecting to yourself a little bit more and what's really going on with you on an emotional level. But it seems like there is someone in your external, because this is an external position, that you're not connecting with. The Four of Wands in the reverse here, I'm getting that you're not feeling an ability to really be with them, and you definitely don't have a sense of wanting to celebrate the connection, which is a lot of times what the Four of Wands is about kind of the celebrating of a connection, of celebration of love. And you definitely don't want to do that. And that would be what would be required in order to reconcile with this person, is you'd have to have a very positive, loving perspective of them. But it seems like you're more concerned with getting justice, and it involves withholding, and it involves not coming forward, not communicating with them. The Nine of Pentacles in the reverse shows some sort of, you're discontent with being on your own. I'm thinking you're starting to feel a little isolated. I think you're starting to feel a little isolated, and that is what is causing you to sort of start to have more realization of how much of yourself you're hiding from people, and how that habit of doing that has created a sense of isolation for you over time. Because, you know, the more we hide and steer away from intimacy, over time it starts to isolate us more and more and more. And I think that I'm seeing this yin and yang being apart, and that's really what I'm being drawn to with this card right now, which is the first time I've perceived it that way, of these two being apart is what's giving you this sense of justice over the situation. Keeping yourself apart from either someone else or a situation, the world at large for some of you. And with the past being with the 2 Pentacles in the reverse, I think you've just been really also struggling with balancing your life. That's what this is about. It's about having to juggle a lot of different things. And it looks like with it being in the reverse, it's really starting to be very difficult to do so. I'm putting a lot of strain. And the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse is talking about something not really working out. Like you invested a lot of time into something and then it didn't work. In the upright, it would mean that you're reaping the rewards of whatever you planted and tended to. But in the reverse, it's like it didn't happen. So you put a lot of time and effort into something and it's not manifesting. It didn't work out. But I'm thinking you're getting a sense of justice from it not working out. I think you've been taking a step back from the world and from the people in your life for a while now. The 9 of Pentacles is showing a little bit of insecurity in financials for some of you. But for some of you, you're dealing with a Virgo. That's the sign of Virgo. Or you have a lot of Virgo in your chart, and it's that aspect of yourself that is the Virgo aspect of yourself that is feeling stressed out and anxious, which is common for a Virgo. So if you got like a mercurial element in your chart, that part of you is feeling the stresses of life a little bit, not feeling super content and confident in like the material aspect of your life. I think there's a part of you that really enjoys being single, but in November, it's starting to take a toll on you, and it's becoming more of a sensation of isolation. And that enjoyment of being single and being super independent is actually turning on you, and it's becoming a sense of loneliness. And so you're going to be more reflecting on what you really value and what your truth really is. Certain truths about yourself that you've been maybe avoiding, which is a need for connection and a need for love, more love in your life that you've kind of repressed. And I think it's going to be coming up more, seeing these swords coming upward, because these things that were hidden about yourself, these truths about yourself, are going to become more evident as you start to feel more and more alone and a little bit less able to kind of cope with things on your own without really talking to people about it. Because sometimes we really need to talk to people about our strife and our feelings and of stress and anxiety, where it starts to get worse and worse. But talking about it can be quite a relief. But and there's also an issue with coming together between your masculine and your feminine side. One of them is kind of running your life, while the other one is taking a seat. And I would say that since we're seeing a princess here, being a feminine aspect, being repressed in your seat of unconsciousness, I'm thinking that it's for most of you, the feminine side. You can be a woman and still not be in touch with your feminine side as much. So it really has nothing to do with gender. It is all about energy. And then also just seeing, we have the sign of Venus here. We have the sign of Scorpio, which is a feminine sign. The sign of Virgo, which is a feminine sign. And I'm seeing all this feminine energy. And you know, is reversed, reversed, reversed. So there's definitely this issue with the divine feminine aspect of yourself that you're not connecting with. And there can, for some of you, there's also a feminine person in your life who you've been avoiding. It is not romantic necessarily. It is a mother, a sister, a female friend who represents femininity to you, who's a person who's very in touch with her femininity. For some of you, it could just be a woman, but I'm getting the sense of a very feminine person or archetype. And you're avoiding them because you're really avoiding the feminine within yourself. But the feminine has a lot of truths to speak to you, a lot of information about feelings, about the truth of who you really are, and about strength too. There's a lot of strength and femininity that it doesn't get credit for in this culture. And it takes a lot of courage to feel our feelings. And that's what this is going to be about. It being your underlining energy. For me, it means it's something that you're starting to be more curious about and to be a little more like, maybe this is something I need to access more, but I don't know how. But you know, the Ace of Cups is overflowing, which would typically indicate a moment of just intense emotions and feelings. I'm really getting called to this overflowing of water, especially with the action here. I think there is going to be a moment for a lot of you guys in November where even with this card, we see this flowing, rushing water and all these cups. It's in the reverse though. So it's going to be hard to access that. But I'm thinking there's going to be a moment where it happens. It might be a moment where things get pretty dark. But it's necessary in order to get in touch with these aspects of yourself that are longing to be addressed and to be heard and felt. So I'm going to take our clarifiers now. Okay, so I'm going to get 4 clarifiers for you, unless if the deck feels like giving a few more. On this side, I'm going to be wanting to know more about this possible specific person who you are refusing to speak to. And then on this side, I don't know, I want to know more about, I'm just going to see what Spirit gives us for that side. Okay, so we have Strength, not surprising, in the Star. And I'm going to actually do a little reorganizing here. Beautiful. Strength and the Star. That's Aquarius energy right there. Okay, let's get 2 more. The Fool. Okay. Very interesting. And one more for, ooh, I wonder, I'm getting this direction for this one. So, Knight of Pentacles. That's kind of bizarre to be above the 6 of Cups in the reverse. Okay, but I am getting a message about this. I'm going to start over here because there's something going on here. So we have the Star. For those of you where this is a person that you're not reconciling with, but they're not even showing up on the board. So for me, that means that they're completely not in your life right now. And they're not in they're not someone you're trying to communicate with. They are someone who is absent. They're not even showing up. And okay, you know, I want to get a card from them though. from the Lover's Oracle. I just want to see what their thoughts are on you at the moment really quickly. Okay. All right, so I'll show you the picture. So we have this card, Passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. So either this person or you, I mean, I'm kind of getting it for the both of you, or feel very very sexually charged. I'm getting that this is probably a very sexual connection and passionate connection, but in terms of actually being passionate about coming together and celebrating the union, you're not feeling that at the moment. And then we have, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Now, this is about the other person. So this is their energy. And I think the way they're taking your absence from their life is they're taking a very spiritual route and deciding that it's for the best and they need to just move on. And maybe the pain, and I think they're handling their pain from the separation in a very positive way. And they believe that a blessing, so we have the Star card here, which is about hope, and it is about blessings. And they're hoping that will be what happens for them. For some of you, this is your energy. Things can be, you're going to have to decide who you are in this reading, whether you are this person coming through here, most of you are, or if you're the person who is not getting any contact from someone else, and then this would be more yours. It can also be mirrored energy where both of you are feeling the same exact way. So what this person is hoping for is that they will meet somebody who is the Knight of Pentacles energy. The Knight of Pentacles energy is going to be someone who is secure, long-lasting, invested in the connection, and someone who wants to build something with them. So that's going to be what they're hoping for and dreaming of. And they don't know who it is for most of them. They're just hoping that maybe once they heal, that this person will come into their life at some point. And I'm thinking that this is how you feel too, for a lot of you. But I'm almost thinking for some of you, even though you've cut ties with this person, you're hoping that in the future you can reconnect with them. That's for some of you guys. You're hoping that maybe when you're feeling more confident in your life and you're feeling more, I don't know, like a sense of balance needs to be struck, especially this being present, the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. You're really needing a balance to be struck in your life between, I don't know, work, personal. You need a balance between the feminine and the masculine, which I don't know how aware you are of that, but that's going to be necessary for you to create a healthy union with someone. But it just doesn't seem to be your interest right now. But there's a part of you that's kind of hoping for it in the future, either with this person or maybe with, I think you want to be a solid person. And you kind of do want maybe a relationship in the future. And if not with this person, maybe you're just hopeful that you can find that with someone else. I'm feeling like you are choosing this path of this really great sense of justice. Not talking to this person is giving you a sense of justice, but it's taking you a lot of strength in order to do this. And you're choosing to just be strong and willful in order to get this sense of justice that you really want to have. And somehow is giving you power, a sense of empowerment. So it's very important to you. But I'm being shown here that it is difficult. And there's a part of you that really doesn't want to do it. There's a part of you that wants to be that wild part of this wild thing with the lion You have the lion and the lamb. The lion and the lamb. Lions eat lambs. So I'm thinking that that's kind of your relationship between your masculine and feminine sides, where you kind of want to eat or take over, dominate the feminine part of yourself. And through that, you've achieved a great sense of strength, but a great sense of isolation. And in the end, that weakens us. That weakens us when we don't have someone to talk to or anybody to really access our emotions and to express our feelings. And we end up, this sense of strength is kind of futile, or it's not completely real, because it comes from an extreme act of repression. And then the Fool, this is like a new beginnings, but it's also about allowing, is the word I'm getting right now from this card. I think that you're going to be taking some risks in your life, or you already have, and you're waiting for the payout and hoping that it comes. For some of you. For others of you, you're going to be taking a leap of faith. And you're going to be diving into this well of your feelings. This water here is significant. There's this beautiful, almost mandala type of energy points here, representing spirituality. And we have here, like, interesting, the Ace of Swords is reverse behind it. So that's more about withholding your truth, but it's also about not being able to access your truths. But there is a well of feelings here, and some of them are about love that you've been repressing. And we have this beautiful pond of water. We have more water here that you're going to be, some of you guys are going to be jumping in, taking a leap of faith, and finding what true strength is, which is not about eating the lamb. It's about nurturing the lamb and respecting it and co-living with it, taking it in as a part of yourself, valuing its needs. The lamb is representing, of course, your feminine side and your feelings, and also your vulnerabilities. So there is lambs are very vulnerable out there in the wild, and people need to keep them safe and to tend to them. So I think you're just kind of letting them out. I think you're kind of repressing or eating your vulnerabilities. And that's part of your truth, though. Your vulnerabilities are part of your truth. That needs to really be something to address in order to access this well of love and emotional, and valuing your emotions. And you just have so many in there. I'm getting a sense of just so many emotions in there that need to come out. I really hope that you guys are able to like access that and have those vulnerable feelings, and those whatever feelings they are, just have them, But there's definitely hope with this card coming through. There's hope, and it's going to make you a person who's able to invest more in connecting with the people around you, and in developing deeper, more intimate relationships with this. This is about consistency and going slow, but being there and present to make something work. For some of you, it's also referring to something financial that's going on, a project that you're working on that's going to be taking time, but you're hoping for a payout in the future. So, or both of those messages are for you. But yeah, I'm getting just this. This is a love and spirituality reading, not a financial reading. Sometimes the financial messages come through, but they tend to also be kind of wrapped around with the emotional aspects. Because like what I'm seeing is for those of you who are experiencing a financial insecurity, it's also creating a sense of isolation because it means you don't value yourself, because the shadow masculine in us values financial wellness, and it's sort of like the toxic version is just like having a lot and gaining a lot, and so that being reversed is causing a shakeup of your self-worth, and that's, you know, and you feel ashamed, and then that's isolating. So then the isolation, and it causes all these others, like, you know, all these things come together and end up making a full picture of what's going on. So I'll leave it there. I'm gonna read Sacred Destiny Oracle, this card for you, and you got action. So either you're taking action, or it's a message that it's going to be very important for you to take action going into November. Okay. A shift is coming. The time is now. Don't hesitate. Face your fear. Do it anyway. That's connected to the Fool card here. When big change is on the horizon, it's time to take action. Of course, there are times to deliberate and carefully consider your next step, but not now. Now is the time to take immediate action. Look forward with a calm, steady gaze, and then forge ahead with clarity, determination, power, and grace. Quicken your spirit by making decisions now. Even if you are not 100% certain of your decision, right now is better to make any choice than none at all. All right, so there's some advice for you. In November, need to maybe not sit back and just hope for something to happen in the future, but to make it happen now before it's too late. And you can apply that in any way you want within your life. It can be about your work. It can be about your love life. It can be about family member or friend. There's something that needs to be done. Now is not the time to sit on it and to be immobile. So you can apply that to your life however you like. I think it's going to be hard. We do have the Fool showing that there is, you're willing to take that leap of faith in the end. I think a lot of you are going to be willing to do that, but you got to be consistent with it if you're going to do it. I think you know that. You got to be consistent. You got to be present and ready for the long haul. So you can apply that, like I said, however you like, but you're going to need to really be able to access your vulnerabilities and your feelings first. So that's the first step, I think. But it needs to happen now, like that your Oracle card has suggested. It has to happen now and not wait on it anymore. Bad things will happen if we repress so much of our feelings and such a big part of ourselves. If we repress it for too long, bad things start happening. People can even develop mental illness from that kind of thing if it goes on too long. So it's time to really get in there and make these things happen for yourself. Get to know yourself a little bit more. Get to know the people around you a little bit more. That's what I am seeing here. So I hope this helped, Aquarius. I really hope this helped for you. I loved giving you this reading, and I wish you the best for November, okay? Okay, till next time.